Bitcoin just hit almost $16,000, but I'm sure that I don't need to tell you that. You already know. Last night before going to bed, you were checking the Bitcoin price, and today when you wake up, you are checking the Bitcoin price. It definitely feels good to be close to the all-time high. However, though, just like last time, the previous all-time high before the 20K was 1200, and there was no media coverage whatsoever at 1200. The media coverage started once it hit 1500, 2000, and so on. And from 2000 went all the way up to 20,000, so another X10. That being said, last time Bitcoin was still a pyramid. JP Morgan was calling it a scam, that he's gonna fire every single employee that has anything to do with crypto. And Warren Buffett was saying that it's a rat poison, and whoever invests in Bitcoin will regret it. There is no billionaires that are invested in Bitcoin. There is no companies that hold their company reserves in Bitcoin. And now everything has changed. I firmly believe that this bull run will dwarf the previous one. And a bit later, checking out through the graphs, we're going to see what exactly I mean. However, now though, having in mind that we're in pandemic, having in mind that the printer goes burr and we have unprecedented level of printed money, I'm going to just leave you with this for 20 seconds. First news, Square reports 1.6 billion in Bitcoin sales for the third quarter via its Cash App. I comment on this multiple times. For me, the big news was in Q1 when they reported 6 million in profit, and then literally shortly after, PayPal announced that they want to deal with crypto as well. And even back then, again, this was back in June, and then in October, when PayPal confirmed that they will be offering crypto services, I already said that to me this is old news, because I already knew they will be doing it. They're working on it, so sooner or later it's going to be released. Now though, it's a reality. I already covered that 10% of US citizens have access to purchase crypto through PayPal, and in the next 2 to 3 weeks 100% will be able to do that. However, we can see the insane exponential growth of profit and revenue from Square's Cash App. From 6 million, we jump here and then we go to 32 million, 17 million and 32 million. This is unprecedented level of growth. We see the sales that they've done from 306 million to 800 million to billion and 600 million. And this is why PayPal is offering their services. They want a part of this business. They want to make some of this profit. $1 million US dollars in US funds in the compound fork Perfect Finance are frozen after a code change error. More than 1 million users' funds have been permanently locked in smart contracts that are part of the Perfect Finance. So what happened is that it got due to unforeseen error. The funds are as follows: 446,000 USDC, 28 RAP BTC, and 313 Ethereum. The Percent Finance team said it is in the process of reaching out to Circle and BitGo to help release USDC and RAP BTC funds. A Circle spokesman told the blog that the Center Consortium, which Circle and Coinbase co-founded, can only respond to a valid, binding court order from a competent US court that has authority over Center. So all of these DeFi projects and smart contracts, they do have risks, especially if they haven't been battle tested and haven't been standing released and actually being used for a considerable amount of time. So chasing down profits in DeFi definitely comes with its risk. The good news is that hopefully half of the funds will be given back to the investors. Fidelity launches engineering hiring initiative to build crypto trade and custody service. They already do that. Fidelity is a 21 billion profit in 2019, 3.3 assets under management for 3.3 trillion in 2020. Fidelity is launching hiring initiative to bring engineers to expand its platform. The new talent could help the firm offer a service that would allow the custody provider to serve as a sub-custody for banks. 20 new engineers are working to hire. The company, which first entered the market in late 2018, already provides hedge funds and other institutional investors with Bitcoin custody and trade execution. The demand for a brokerage partner has steadily increased with the year's price action and a new wave of traditional financial institutions taking strong interest in the digital asset class. Earlier this year, Fidelity released a report that showed more than 80% of investors found something appealing about the asset class. So yeah, pretty much everything that has to do with finance either already offers and expanding on it, either are jumping on the crypto train. And for instance, this is what PayPal was doing, right? They were using a third party for custody, and they just offer the service, and then they subcontract another company to actually deal with the crypto. So this is what Fidelity are trying to offer for more of their customers. US officials seize more than 1 billion in Bitcoin, they say, stolen from the Silk Road dark market. So we already covered that yesterday. However, though, the US Justice Department has seized and is now seeking the 42,000 of Bitcoins tied to the now defunct Silk Road dark web market with a holding value to excess $1 billion. And now the important part here is the following, that in addition to Bitcoin officials also seized holding of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and Bitcoin Stock Distribution, the forks, because they haven't been moved either from these addresses. On November 3rd, 2020, the United States took custody of the defendant property. The defendant property, who is individual X, consented to the forfeiture of the Department of Property in the United States government. So pretty much now we know who has the money, who moved the money. They will be sold under the counter most probably to some investor, just like Team Drop bought a bunch of Bitcoin at close to $500 price. I destroyed my life. Uniswap trader spends $9,500 in fees on a $120 transaction. Pretty much MetaMask didn't populate the gas limit field with the correct amount in my previous transaction, and that transaction failed, so I decided to change it manually to the next transaction. But instead of typing 20,000 in gas limit input field, I wrote it on the gas price input field, so I paid 200 Gwei for this transaction and destroyed my life. So this is a non-news. All it proves is how early we are, how bad the software still is, how user prompt and user dependent it is, and how mistakes like that cost a lot of people a lot of money. But this is not an issue with Ethereum, this is not an issue with blockchain, this is literally just an issue with the software that is still having its growing pains. Ledger owners lose 1.1 million XRP to scam site. So you know how we already covered the Ledger, how 200,000 customer data was stolen with emails, with addresses, names, and everything else, and how a bunch of phishing fake emails have been received. So the thing is that this is very tricky to recognize. Ledger.com website, which has an SSL certificate, so it looks like a very legit thing, actually was a phishing website, and a lot of users have been falling down for this scam and sending their XRP, and actually they're not sending. In this case, what's happening is that they're downloading a malware that steals their fund. So I got the TXT message last night with my full name saying Ledger security red. To add on the security update, deleted it instantly. The phishing scam noticed the fake domain ledger.com has already stolen 1,150,000 XRP users. Please watch out to follow the money, because they, it's a public ledger, so we'll be able to track the where it goes. Extreme greed and FOMO taking hold as Bitcoin nudges $16,000. Analysts have noted that the price of Bitcoin is now 80% of its all-time high, the closest it has ever been to fully recover since the bear market started, which has only taken 12 days on average from these levels to all-time high historically. So what this means is, this is the price of Bitcoin. You see how from 600 it goes slowly to 700. This is a day candle, and then once we hit like 850, it takes about 10 days to hit the all-time high of 12,000, the previous all-time high. And now after that we have a correction here that we can see. Let's measure it from here all the way to here, so that's a 30% correction. And then if we move, we go to 12,000 again, and then we have another correction from here, another 30% correction, and then we see this massive run to 2,000, even 3,000, and then we see a massive correction, 30% to here, 40% to here, and then insane run to 4K, and then we have another correction of 36%, and then insane run. You see where this is going? It's going to 20K, another 25 correction, and then like look at these candles. Just look at that. What is happening? What is this? Like, do you see this? Look, what? How did that happen? And if you go back again, before that, it's the reasonable moves. Everything's absolutely fine, nothing too spectacular. And then what happens? Long story short, what I'm saying is that this bull market here was this getting to the all-time high. So this bit here has the potential to be, was this thingy? This little thingy here. We'll see what's gonna happen, but honestly, I expect all of this to be dwarfed, to have to like actually do something like this in order to see the new peaks that are yet to come. Moving on. I paid off my house today. My life changed because of one silly post that came across on Reddit. It was a pic of someone holding up their paper wallet from a Bitcoin ATM, showing both public and private key. I did a quick Google search and found an ATM 20 minutes away from me. I went to the ATM and I put $50 just to say that I had some Bitcoin. He started purchasing Ethereum when the price was $8, and he invested 30% of his portfolio in crypto. Now he sold a portion of it in order to pay off his house, his mortgage. And to me, everyone who sells at a profit is a winner. It doesn't matter if you could have doubled your money. And so after that, to be honest, I personally would not sell anytime soon, because we're literally just starting right now. I'll start considering what's my exact exit strategy after summer next year. So we still have like 9 months at least until I start considering what to do. And we have to obviously pay attention to all the graphs, and is the growth exponential, and when do we see that, do we think that we're in a bubble already, and so on. However though, I don't have a mortgage, so I'm debt free. Funny to see Bitcoin this high, we're 80% close to the all-time high, and if you are at a loss right now, you've bought at a very unfortunate like 35 days. That's it. At any other time, you would be in profit right now throughout the past 12 years. So this person, even though we're at this high price of Bitcoin, he has a quarter of the value that he had in 2017, and this is because he was heavily invested in shitcoins. I'm giving here Cardano's example. Cardano is not a shitcoin, but this is what I have right now open. So this Cardano went from, what is this, $0.02, so this is like 26 cents. It went all the way up to $1.18. I'm sorry, this is 2 cents, not 20 cents. So from 2 cents to $1.08. A really high growth. However, we see, we see now that from a price of $1, at the moment we are at 0.01, 10 times lower price. So whoever bought here during the bull, whoever was buying here, let's say at a 50% correction, it's like, okay, that's it, now it's a good time to buy. He's still X5 down. He still has only 20% of his value. Whoever was heavily invested in altcoins and held the altcoins is right now still on a loss. We see here the volume is spiking quite high in Cardano. I'm personally of the opinion that indeed, and now, and especially in the next 2 to 3 months, moving into altcoins would be a good idea. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my humble opinion. Going through that though, here is a topic. Are you waiting for the out season? Read this. And he shows pretty much that here is last times we were hitting all-time high, close to 1200, and then we break it and then we continue. And this is 13th of March and 2nd of January. And then here he shows XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, Stellar, and a bunch of coins that don't even exist anymore, like Algor. Who's talking about that? Golem. Are you seriously? NEM, Steam. And you can see here how their price at that time exponentially starts going up. Exponentially. So that being said, soon enough, all of the new people entering crypto will be like, do you know what? Bitcoin is too expensive. I don't have the money for Bitcoin. I can buy only 0.003.35 Bitcoin. And to me, that's the wrong way to think about things, because all of the institutional investors are buying Bitcoin. They're not buying Cardano. They're not buying Neo. They're not buying Nano. I'm personally a big fan of Nano, but still I hold very little Nano, just because whoever says Bitcoin is old tech, Bitcoin doesn't have value, Bitcoin's blocks are 10 minutes, why is it so slow? He doesn't understand the crypto. He doesn't understand what it stands for, how it works, and why Bitcoin is the king of crypto today. It's very important to understand the value, to see the value. And if you think that it's undeserved price and Bitcoin is gonna crash and shitcoin X is going to be the new Bitcoin, and we don't even need Bitcoin. Like, why do you need Bitcoin? It's so pointless. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're thinking like that, most probably you should really spend a bit more time understanding economics and understanding why Bitcoin has the price it has. Regardless of that though, I will turn another 20% of my portfolio in altcoins, because I do believe that if you play the market right, you will be able to double, triple or more the amount of Bitcoin that you hold. And to me, the game here is not about how much dollars I'll have next year. It's about how much Bitcoin I'll have next year. See you on Monday.